Hey, it's Shel Anderson from Shel's Creative Corner and Shel Anderson Designs. I'd like to thank you for joining me tonight for this YouTube premiere as well as being posted over on Facebook. Tonight is Stamp with Shel Tuesday night sketches. I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. I can be reached anytime by phone or by email. I blog daily at shelscreativecorner.blogspot.com, and I can be found on Facebook under Anderson Shel. Also, I have my videos over on my YouTube channel under Shel Anderson. You can find me on Pinterest, Instagram, or Twitter as well. I'd like to thank you for joining me tonight. We are going to have some fun tonight. Tonight is Tuesday night sketches. And right off the hop, this is the first sketch that we are going to do. And it looks a little ominous if you look at it because there's a lot of layers, but it's really pretty simple. Okay, so my card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4, and I chose Whisper White. Then for the matte layer, which is 4 by 5 1/4, I chose Basic Black. Okay, and then we have a whole bunch of different pieces, and as you can tell, I just rated my scrap bin. Okay, so down here in the corner we have a piece that's 2 1/4 by 3 1/4, and then we have 1 1/2 by 3 1/4. Then we have 2 1/4 by 1 3/4, and 1 1/2 by 1 3/4. Okay, so you see how that layout's going to happen? We're going to start putting this card together right off the hop. And I'll just bring in my Tombow and we will get to gluing. How's everybody doing tonight? This is the second time that I have pre-taped my Tuesday night class. The first time we did it, my base is not folded evenly. That doesn't look very nice. Let me fix that. The first time that we did it, it was a lot of fun because you will find me I'm watching this video with you folks. And it was a lot of fun last time. We were able to chit chat and talk and have a good old time, and I was able to answer all your questions. So I thought we would give it another whirl and see how that worked out. And of course, if you're not able to watch it live, you can always watch the replay. So I'm just going to glue these down and try to make my margins as close to similar as I can. And this is a fabulous way to use up scraps. I just had some bits and pieces, and because these pieces are so small, it was easy to find pieces. Well, that one's going to give me grief. I got to take it off and start again. There we go. It was easy to find all kinds of different little pieces, and I figured if I used a black background, all these colors would pop. So that was my reasoning. All right. So then down here at the bottom of our sketch, they had a piece that was 3/4 by 3 1/4. And I thought, okay, I'll use this. But look what happens if I put a layer behind it. See where I'm going? It's giving you that color blocking look. And then this piece is 2 1/4 by 2 1/4, and this is 2 1/2 by 2 1/2. So this is how this is all going to be laid out. But this is where our image is going to be, and this is where our greeting's going to be. So we're going to just take the matte layers and leave them, and we are going to work on these two pieces. So I have brought in the fabulous, I'm looking for my chamois, the fabulous art gallery stamp set from the upcoming new catalog. There we have it. I've used this once before. Pull the sleeve out so you can see it. This is a 2-step stamp, but in my terminology, it's artsy-fartsy because it's not filled in images by any stretch of the imagination. And we are going to use the big flower tonight. And I need to choose a greeting that will fit in here. And I think I am going to choose, I'm thinking of you today. Oh, that just says, I'm thinking of you. I'm thinking of you. Yeah, why not? I'm thinking of you. All right. So I am going to get this put on here, and I'm going to use 2 magnets. If I can get it off the back. And we are going to use another new product here tonight as well on this card. I gave you guys a little sneak peek of it last week, but we didn't do anything with it, so we're going to do something with it tonight. All right. I got you wondering what it is. Let's see if you can guess. Can you guess what it is? What did I show you last week that we were oohing and awing about? All right, that looks fabulous. I'm happy with that. We will put that stamp away. And we're just going to layer this right on the black matte layer. Oh, I love how that green and black pop. Okay, so now we're on to this piece. This is our focal image piece. And we are going to use this big floral image, okay? And I'm just going to lay that there. Pick it up and we are going to stamp it. But we're stamping it in black. What? A black flower, you say? Is this girl lost her marbles? Wait till you see the end result. You are going to like it, I do believe. When I was playing with these scraps, I thought, you know, I am going to give it a whirl. I don't know what it's going to look like, but I liked it. So I went with it. I want to have a nice dark floral image here because the next layer that we do is going to look better the darker this image is. All right. So that's it for that one. I will put that one back in the case if I can get it off. And now we have our second step, okay? So this one, I got to get my head in the camera. Just give me a second here till I get this lined up. Something to that effect. All right. So now we are going to bring in the embossing buddy and we are going to pop on some embossing powder and we are going to bring in Versamark. So I am going to stamp that down. And I'm going to do that twice. All right. I'm going to pull this image off. And I'm going to clean this right away. Okay, we'll pull this out of the way. And now I am going to bring in some sticky embossing powder. Okay, this is a clear embossing powder, and when you emboss with it, it becomes sticky. All right, heat and stick sticky embossing powder. All the same product. You'll find this in the new catalog. Now we're just going to heat up the heat tool and we are going to melt this embossing powder. And this is going to melt fairly quickly. You can see it happening already. As soon as that turns shiny, you're good. And now, for the fun part, we're bringing in those gorgeous gold, I guess they call it gilded leaf. These are new in the upcoming catalog. And oh, look at these big pieces. Look at that. Holy moly. Gonna make my job easy, huh? There is a lot of this gold leaf in here. All right. And I'm just pushing it down with my finger. All right, and it's going to stick where that sticky embossing powder is. All right, now I'm going to put the lid on this so I don't sneeze or something and we'd have gold leaf everywhere. All right, now I'm just going to rub it with my finger. And you can see that it's flaking off where there's no sticky embossing powder. And you keep these pieces that you're pulling off because you're going to be able to reuse them. It doesn't matter how small these pieces are, you'll still be able to use them. Okay. How pretty is that? Kind of artsy fartsy, huh? And I've got this all over the place, but that's okay because it's beautiful. So now I'm going to scoop up, or try to scoop up, all these little pieces and get them back into the container. Without creating too much of a mess. And whatever is left over goes in the garbage can. All right. Let me grab a cloth here, clean up this mess. Okay. There is our piece. And I'm just going to grab a paper towel because I don't want my card to get wet. All right, we will pull this back together. And I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of this card. Or on the back of the focal image, I guess I should have said. And then I'm just going to layer that together like so. And I'm just going to use that paper towel to buff it and make sure I've got all that gold leaf off that's supposed to be off. And now I'm going to grab some dimensionals for the back side. What do you think about that gold leafing? Pretty cool, eh? I've used it before many years ago. I don't know about you guys. Have you guys ever used it? I think it's a lot of fun. And it's a different kind of, like, it's different than putting gold embossing on because the sparkle is so different. All right. We're almost done our first card. How quick has this been? All right. I am going to put this up here, centered over this area, just because I like the color blocked look. And then this greeting, just like so. How cool is that? Now, for some embellishment. I hadn't thought that far ahead. It really doesn't need a whole lot of embellishment, but I have some, can't remember what they're called. As soon as I find them, I will tell you. They're gold in color. Well, there's those gold glitter enamel dots, but these are the ones I was thinking about. The gilded gems. I think those might look very, very nice on here. We'll pull them out and give it a whirl and see what we can come up with. See if we like them or if we're just going to leave it plain. Those are pretty, eh? What do you think? Those ones? Or do we go with the new matte black dots? I can get the package open. You know, this gold is a little different than this gold. I think I'm going to go with the black. I think I'm going to go with the black. And oops, sorry about that. I'm just going to grab the Take Your Pick tool, and I am going to put 3 of these on my card front. I'm going to put 1 right there, 1 right there, and 1 up there. What do you think? Isn't that pretty? That is the Art Gallery stamp set. It's part of the Art Gallery bundle in the new catalog coming on January 3rd. And these matte black dots are also a new product. And of course, everything else on there, except for the card base, was in my scrap bin, which is great. So there is the ominous looking sketch, but you see how simple it was just to put that together. And the good thing is I used up some of my scraps. Okay, that's card 1. I have 1 more card for you tonight. And if you just give me a minute, I will find my workspace here. I'll bring in the next sketch and let you have a peek at that while I'm cleaning up my mess and pulling in a few supplies. We are using another new product for this card. I've chosen the Sweet Strawberry Bundle. This is a new product coming out in the January to June catalog. And when I did my product review, I guess, unboxing, This strawberry paper, it's called Berry Delightful, is one of the celebration choices. So I chose the Strawberry Designer Series paper to be one of my layers in this card. All right, let's set that aside for a minute. My card base is Garden Green, and that's one of the colors right out of the DSP, and that is a standard card base, 5.5 by 8.5, scored at 4 1/4. Then my DSP is the strawberries. Isn't that delicious looking? I love this paper. And we are going to simply adhere this right to the front of our card. And that way we're not chasing it around or getting ink on it. And I'm going to be honest with you, this sketch was a bit, I don't know if I want to do this or not. That's how I felt about it. I thought, you know, I'm not really impressed with that sketch. But I have changed it up a bit. And now the matte layer here is 1 inch by 5 inch. And I chose the Granny Apple Green right out of the DSP. And then the sketch called for 3 squares that were 1 by 1. Okay? This is where I wasn't happy. I thought, what kind of silliness is that? So we're not doing squares, ladies. Those are going in the bin. And then they have this piece, which was 3/4 of an inch by 3. And I thought, well, I'm not happy with that either. It looks kind of blah. But look what happens when you put a little bit of Poppy Parade matte behind it. That makes me very happy. And I was almost going to glue that before I put a greeting on. Heavens. Let's glue this one down. This would be the one I want down there. All right. Down she goes. And I'm just trying to match my borders as best as I can. And I almost hate to cover up those delicious strawberries. Okay, so our card base is prepped. Now we need to work on the 3 squares and our greeting. So we're going to pull in this stamp set and we are going to choose a greeting. And based on the greetings that are in this set and the shape of them, I am going to, well, I suppose I could use the hello, but it would look awfully funny because this is so long. I'm going to use the thank you because it's a longer greeting and it will fill up more of the space. I think that's more appropriate. All right, so we're going to pull that out of the way for a minute and I am going to get the Stamparatus set up. And I'm sorry if I've got my big head in the camera again. Sticking to my paper. Let me have a look here and see if that's straight. Not too bad. All right. I am going to use Poppy Parade ink. And that is fabulous just the way it is. A nice and juicy ink pad. Gotta like that. All right, let's get this cleaned off. I know it's going to stain, but that's okay. It's not going to hurt my stamps any. Where did I put them? There they are. All right, we're going to put that one back on the plastic. And we have our greeting all ready to mount on our matte layer. Here we go. So far, so good. Now, the next step is our 3 squares. I'm going to make 3 strawberries. That's my plan. So I'm going to grab some scrap. I don't have any, so I will grab this big piece. And we are going to stamp some strawberries. Now there's an outline stamp. I always like to look at the way the punch goes. So our paper's going to go through the top of the punch. So I should be stamping these down at the bottom. All right. So I am going to do something to that effect. And I'm going to pick that up like so. And we are going to get it inked. And I'm inking this in Memento Black. This is also a 2-step stamp. And to be quite honest, you could do it either way. You could do the solid color first, or you could do this layer first. Because these are photopolymer, you can see right through them. And because there's other things on this punch, that's why you see me moving my paper around. You see me having space in between them. That's because I want to make sure that I'm not cutting into my next image when I punch. Okay. Let's just flip this plate and we will mount the next stamp right over the top. Like so. And I'm going to bring in the Poppy Parade once again. I never really thought of strawberries being Poppy Parade. I always thought them to be more a real red. But they look fabulous, don't they? And if you're seeing the white layer there, I'm not misstamping, and the stamp is not defective. That's the way it's supposed to look. It gives you that true to life look. All right, now because I moved this, I am going to clean this all off. Let's see if this lines up. Pretty darn good. All right, we have one more. Let's see if I can line this one up. Nope. Might be too far. Let me see. Nope. Let's clean this up, and I'm going to take the stamp off and put it on the paper and do it right. All right. One, two. All right, I think we're done with our oh so juicy Poppy Parade. All right, let's take these stamps off. And now we have to stamp. I'm going to spin this around. Actually, I'm going to spin it this way. What I'm going to do is I'm going to punch those out. I'm not going to risk messing up. I'm just going to punch those out before I do the tops for my strawberry. One, two, and my third one over here. Three. That one's kind of got a wonky side on it. All right. Now I'm going to take this and I am going to grab a block and stamp with Memento Black. I'm going to look at my punch again. And see where I'm going to stamp these. 1, 2, and 3. All right. That's it for that ink pad as well. So now I'm going to punch these out. Sorry, I'm off camera, but I have to be able to see these to get them lined up. There's one. There's two. And now we need to cut this paper just a little bit to get in here and do our third one. Whoa, that would have been bad. I got the hippie shakes happening here. There we go. All right, more scrap for the scrap bin. And the stamp set can go over there. This is garbage. I have 1, 2, 3 of those, and the rest is garbage. All right, we are on our way. I can put this away. And we can bring our card back in here. Oops, there's some more garbage. 1, 2, what did I do with my third one? There it is. Okay, on the road again. Don't want to lose that. So I need to put my little stems on my strawberries. Tombow to the rescue. Now, how cute is that? It doesn't get much cuter than that. And I'm just putting adhesive on the bottom 2 petals of the stem. That's going to be enough until we glue it on the card. All right. Now we're just going to lay this out here a little bit. And I know we're going to have to overlap them a little bit, but that's okay. There's no rules. Here's our sketch. There's not a square on this card, so there's no rules. My card, my rules. These sketches are intended for us for inspiration, to get our creativity flowing. And who is going to squash creativity? Not me. All right, I think I'm going to put my strawberries on dimensionals too, because I can. All right, one at the bottom, one at the top. Should be plenty. Actually, I'm only going to put one on the bottom of these ones because some of them are going to overlap. All right, first strawberry going down. I'm committed to that one. Now, this guy. No, I'm going to be able to put dimensionals under both sides. That's great. And one more. All right. Next guy will go this way. And then our last one we will put up here. So what do you think? Doesn't that look better than squares? I did not like those little squares. They didn't work for me. And just because these strawberries need to look juicy and delicious, I'm giving them a little hint of Wink of Stella to make them look even more delicious than they already do. Pretty cool, pretty cool. All right. Now, I have some of this ribbon that is called All the Trimmings. This is in the holiday catalog. And I thought, you know, that's poppy ribbon with a little hint of gold sparkle on there. We should make a little bow to put on the front of our card. So that's what we're going to do. We'll see how it looks. And I just pulled in my bow maker here to see if I can make a little teeny tiny bow, because this ribbon is only 1/4 of an inch wide. So we need to have a tiny little bow. Let's see how this is going to look. All right. I have this little guy, and I was thinking I could put him here. Yeah, I think I'm going to like that. All right. Give him a little haircut. And now I need to find my glue dots. Here we go. And we're going to have to roll these over because this ribbon is so very, very thin. We don't want our glue dots showing. All right, so I have one on the back portion of my bow. And I am going to stick that right there in the corner. And then I'm going to get another glue dot. Where are my tweezers? And I am just going to lift up this ribbon, stick my glue dot underneath it, and press it in place. Now this wild child over here needs some attention. Oh, now I have it stuck on my finger. All right, I'm going to put it right down there. And we are going to press our ribbon into it. And just trim these tails just a titch. Maybe. Well, give me a hard time. There we go. That looks better. looks a little wonky to me. There we go. And a little more. All right. How pretty is that? Now I think we're going to put on a couple of little rhinestones and we will call it a day. And I'm just going to use little ones. I'm going to put one there, and I'll put one there and one up here. Just like that. So there you go. There is our sketch card that I modified. And our first card with that fabulous gold leafing, there is our sketch card for that one. Okay, if you would like me to send you the sketches, you can text me or email me after tonight's broadcast, and I will get those sketches out to you so that you can raid your scrap bin, and you can use these sketches to inspire you to create some beautiful cards of your own. And remember, anything that you share with me, I will post on my blog, and that will hopefully inspire others to get crafting as well. Thank you so very, very much for joining me. I will see you on Tuesday night on Facebook Live, Stamp with Shel. I appreciate your support. Stay safe, my friends. See you on Thursday. Bye-bye.